Murtz Jaffer here with another Big Brother Canada 7 eviction interview, sitting here with Chelsea Bird. Chelsea, why are you sitting with me?
Because I couldn't get the numbers on my side to go against the Guy Alliance in the house. And I think I scared the boys, showed them that I was a strong woman, and couldn't change that perception.
You went from the penthouse to the outhouse, HOH one week and sitting with me the next. Why did you have this fall from grace?
I think that I showed the guys that I was somebody that was not afraid to make moves and could be a little bit scary. And I think that they saw that as a threat. I think that I was seen as the bigger threat against Kyra for the entire week. And honestly, right from being nominated, and I knew unless I won that POV, I was likely going to go home. So to be seen as a target is kind of a compliment in this game. It's disappointing that my game ended this early, but it is what it is. It's a game.
You know, usually the strategy on Big Brother is to lie low at the beginning of the game, not win any competitions, but I find that this season's breaking the mold a little bit. I feel like you almost need power this season. In your case, not so much. Do you feel like winning is what cost you your game?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm grateful to have that HOH, and I'm grateful to have had that chance to really play and make a move. But for sure, winning that HOH really showed my cards to the house, showed what I'm capable of, and I think that came off a little bit scary and intimidating. So I said it during that week. I didn't think that I necessarily needed power for my game that week, but I needed it for the people that I was working with. So yeah, that was probably a big reason that led to my eviction.
Things seemed to be okay with you and Dane when you were the HOH. How did things disintegrate so quickly?
I underestimated Dane. I didn't realize that he was as game savvy as he was, and I didn't realize that he was collecting numbers in the way that he was. Him formulating a Guy Alliance made it really hard to go against that, and he had his mind made up when he put me up. So I think maybe underestimating him was a big reason that led me here.
You seemed very close with Samantha and Adam. Are you surprised that they didn't fight a little bit harder to keep you in?
No, not really. At this point in the game, it's not in people's best interest to go against the house majority. Mm-hmm. So I completely get it from a game standpoint. It's disappointing, but knowing that Adam was kind of working with the guys, it makes a lot of sense. So I wouldn't have expected them to do anything different.
You obviously had a very close relationship with Kyra. Can you describe the nature of your relationship with them?
Complicated. Kyra drove me crazy a lot of times. Perception becomes reality in this house. And when you're really close with somebody, then that can be seen as a target. People assume that it's a game relationship and that that's something that they need to get out. And so because Kyra was a target right from the beginning, I tried to disassociate as much as I could. But Kyra wormed their way into my heart in a lot of ways. And truly, it was a real friendship, and I know that it will be outside of the house. I definitely have a soft spot for Kyra. We're for sure real friends.
You know, at the Power of Veto ceremony, you really sort of laid things out, and you said that you were going to go after Dane in an effort to win everyone over to your side. Do you think that in hindsight that strategy backfired a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I just was riled up. I just wanted to make a move and declare something big, right? And so I thought maybe at that point I could get some numbers onto my side of the house with Adam and Sam and Kyra, but that's not the dynamic that was happening. The Guy Alliance at that point was just kind of a rumor. And so now that I realized it was more solid, it was impossible to go against that. So me declaring that in front of the house, yeah, probably really stupid. Felt really good to say something big and have a big speech, but it definitely didn't work.
One of your arguments to Esty and Kiki was sort of that you didn't want the guys to run the show this season. Why do you think that that's such a constant problem on Big Brother, that the guys always seem to band together and there's a lot of infighting with the girls?
Why do I think it's a strategy? Because I think they can look at each other and they can look at each other and based on their physiques know who's going to be a comp beast. So it's easy to see who's going to win. It's easy for them to align. I think it's just an easy move to make, and it's a natural move to make for them to stick together. So it's sort of maybe just, I don't know. It's just nature, human nature.
Do you think that it's a gender thing, or do you think that it's related to physical physique, knowing that if I don't win, this guy's going to win, so we're always going to be protected?
Yeah, I don't think it's a gender thing. Yeah. I think it's definitely more related to that. It's more related to being able to look at somebody and kind of assume that they're going to perform well, and so stick with them. It's better to keep them with you than against you.
When you were trying to fight for Mark's vote, you said that he was being a little bit condescending. Mm-hmm. Was that a one-time thing, or was that sort of this omnipresent feeling throughout the game?
It was pretty constant with him. Yeah, Mark's a tough character he's a tough person to read in the house. It almost felt like he was one week he'd be kind of one way, and then the next week he'd kind of be playing something else, like almost a different character. I don't know if that was him playing the game or if that's just kind of how he is. It was tough to read him, but definitely a condescending nature was something that I saw a lot in Mark.
Samantha and Adam were in a showmance. Did you ever consider using flirting yourself as a strategy in the house?
No, because I do have someone back home, but I do feel like had I come in completely on my own, I definitely could have used that moving forward. For sure, that would have been a tool that probably would have carried me forward a little bit more. I don't know if that's necessarily a game strategy that I would have respected in myself, so I'm kind of glad to have tried it without that. But I think, yeah, that's manipulation, and that's what this game's all about, right?
What were your best moves and worst moves in the house?
My best move was backdooring Kaylin. I'm happy to have won an HOH and pulled off a backdoor. Yeah, it might have been a big reason that my game, went the way that it did, but I'm grateful to have had that opportunity. And, you go into this house thinking that you're not going to make friends and that it's just going to be a game. It's hard to separate the human connection from the strategy, but I really do feel like with Adam, Sam, and Kyra, I made really good, close friendship connections that I will hold dear forever. So I'm grateful for that.
And worst move?
Calling out Dane in front of the house during the POV ceremony. That was for sure really dumb. But at that point, I knew Corey wasn't going to use the veto, and no matter what, I felt that against Kyra, I was going to go home anyways. So you may as well go home with somewhat of a bang and something memorable. So it was what it was.
And last question is, what was the best part about being on Big Brother Canada?
Oh my gosh. You know what? Like, I'm so grateful for the whole experience. 27 days isn't a long time in real life, but in the Big Brother house, that feels like a lifetime. And so to be able to disconnect and just be so present. I've never been more present in my life than I was in that house. It feels like waking up from a dream, coming back into the real world and recognizing the pace of the way that we live our lives immediately again. So just to have the chance to learn about myself and really connect with people in a way that I don't allow myself to normally, I'm forever going to be grateful for it. It's a crazy, crazy experience. And I know that I'm very lucky to have had it, even for a short time. So it's always going to be something I'll cherish.
Amazing. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much. My prediction record has been pretty solid up until here, but you were one of my winner picks. So the streak had to end sometime. Yes. All right, Chelsea, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.